The Bricklin SV-1, built entirely in New Brunswick, was many things to many people. A sex symbol, a new paradigm of motor safety, a good investment for an economically depressed province, or a colossal waste of money. Regardless, it remains one of the most unusual cars ever built in Canada. I'm Dumaresq, Exhibit and Project Coordinator for the Canadian Automotive Museum, and today we're going to explore the story of the Bricklin. This futuristic-looking car was born out of increasing safety and environmental regulations in the North American car market in the late 1960s. Consumers wanted cars that were both stylish and safe to drive. Malcolm Bricklin, an American auto importer, then best known for introducing Subaru to North America, had experimented with plastic-bodied cars in the early 1960s. He was convinced that plastics were the way to build a safer car. After a deal to open a plant in St. Bruno, Quebec, fell through, one of Bricklin's accountants suggested contacting Richard Hadfield, the enterprising premier of New Brunswick. The province had high unemployment rates, and Hadfield was offering loans and tax cuts to new industry. It would be the perfect place to build Bricklin's safety vehicle. With a loan of $9 million secured from the government of New Brunswick in 1974, Bricklin's factories in Minto and St. John grew rapidly, but quickly ran into problems, many of them rooted in the design of the car. The Bricklin SV-1 was light and modern, with a fiberglass and acrylic body and distinctive gull-wing doors. Its AMC V8 competed in power with contemporary sports cars, and its distinctive style and appearance gave it an undeniable wow factor. Armored fuel tanks, thick bumpers, an integrated roll cage, and more meant that its sex appeal was backed up by genuine improvements in passenger and pedestrian safety. Unfortunately, the reality didn't live up to the hype. To comply with US environmental standards, the car was built with a weak 3-speed gearbox. At the plants, an inexperienced staff and the speed of the company's growth caused constant quality issues. The acrylic car bodies failed because of the humid maritime climate, and the cars proved to have an unreliable and leaky door design. Supply line problems meant that by 1975, the engine had been downgraded to a less powerful Ford model, reducing performance. To make matters worse, the cars were expensive, and, though manufactured in Canada, could only be purchased in the United States. Each car cost more than $16,000 to produce, but sold for around half that price, with New Brunswick taxpayers footing the difference. Richard Hadfield had won an election in 1974 thanks to the promise of the Bricklin, but by 1975 the car was selling badly, and its reputation was in the doghouse. Looking to cut the province's losses, Hadfield ordered the closure of the Bricklin plants. The company closed its stores in 1976, having built nearly 3,000 cars, at a cost of more than $23 million to the province of New Brunswick. Despite the controversial failure of the Bricklin, around 1,500 of the cars still survive today, and are much beloved by a dedicated community of enthusiasts. If you'd like to learn more about the Bricklin and other Canadian-made cars, check out the Canadian Automotive Museum in Oshawa, or visit us online at canadianautomotivemuseum.com.